Brown. Everyone has value. Everyone has value, Johnny Brown.
In my hand, I have a crisp $100 bill. Who wants it? A lot of hands went up. Well, what if I just tear it? Don't do that. Mash it. Crush it. Destroy it. Who wants it now? I feel like it. Well, what if I stomp on it? Kick it. Crush it. Who wants it now? Wow. Still hands went up. We've learned a valuable lesson that no matter what happened to this $100 bill, it still has value. And people are the same. Many of us have been torn, tattered, smashed, kicked, stomped, crushed under the weight of the world. But guess what? We still have value. And that value was placed in us by our parents. It's the goodness that they put inside of us, telling us all the things that we can be. And I'm a witness that if you put good things in, good things will come out. Grandmama used to say it like this: what's down in the well is coming up in the bucket. Unfortunately, some of our parents destroy us by saying things like, you're never gonna be nothing. Your daddy wasn't nothing. You just like your mama. You'll never be anything. But everyone has value. As a matter of fact, anybody here think you're great? I'm glad to see your hands went up. Because guess what? If you don't think you're great, ain't nobody else gonna think you're great. Act the way you want to feel, and soon you'll feel the way you act. Act the way you want to feel, and soon you'll feel the way you act. When a girl thinks she's cute, she walks like she's cute. She talks like she's cute. She smiles like she's cute. And all the other women in the room said, look at her, she thinks she's cute. Because she got a cute attitude. And she walking around with her head down, people will be saying, what's wrong with you? But guys, when we plant good things inside, good things will come out. And when we realize that we all have value, our children can grow up with what I call the ABCs of life, which means they can become astronauts instead of alcoholics. They can be biologists instead of burglars. They can be chemists instead of carjackers. They can be doctors instead of dopey drug dealers. They can be engineers instead of egomaniacs. When we realize we have value, we can be firefighters instead of foolish fugitives. We can be heroes instead of hustlers. We can be geologists instead of gang-banging gangsters. We can be interns instead of idiots. We can be judges instead of junkies. We can be lawyers instead of liars. We can be kings instead of killers. We can be managers instead of menaces to society. When we realize we have value, they'll become neurosurgeons instead of noisy nuisances to their neighbors. They'll be optometrists instead of being outdated. They'll be pediatricians instead of pimps and perverts. There'll be quintessential queens instead of queer quacks that question. silly satanic sinisters. There'll be Toastmasters instead of talkative troublemakers. There'll be money takers instead of unwanted. There'll be veterinarians instead of violent, vicious victims. There'll be weathermen instead of wasted and washed up. There'll be X-ray technicians instead of being extinct and X-rated. There'll be uniform instead of being yellow-bellied yuppies. And there'll be zoologists instead of being zigzagging zombies. When we realize we have value, we can be whatever we want to be. A person said to me one day, he said, Johnny, you can always count the number of seeds in one apple, but you can never count the number of apples in one seed. When we plant greatness inside, greatness will come out. When we give them the best that they can be, Toastmasters will be dream weavers that achieve, that believe, and conceive that everyone has value. Madam Toastmaster.